Okay, so you have a triangle. You notice that one angle is 90 degrees. You have a feeling you can do some pretty cool things with this little guy, and you are right. It turns out that right triangles have some very cool properties. A long time ago, this guy named Pythagoras was in a fight with his girlfriend over whose turn it was to milk the cow. He wanted to prove to her that he was right, but the only thing he could find that was right was a triangle. He decided to study it and ended up coming up with a theorem. Okay, so none of that's true, but Pythagoras really did make up a theorem about right triangles. So we can label the sides of this triangle as A, B, and C. The longest side is the hypotenuse and the other sides are the legs. Pythagoras came up with this equation, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Let's see if we can find a way to derive this ourselves. Okay, so let's draw a right triangle. We'll call it this side length 3, 4, and 5. Now, let's see what happens if we square side A. We'll literally square it. Because 3 squared is 9, so we have a square, 3 by 3. With area equal to 9. Now, if we square side 4, we'll get another square with area 16, 4 by 4. Now, if Pythagoras is right, whenever we square side 5, we know we're going to get 25, area 25. So that means area 9 plus 16 better add up to 25. And it turns out does equal 25. So that wasn't so bad. Pythagoras got his theorem. And surprisingly, he called it the Pythagorean theorem. Well, so far it looks like this Pythagoras guy was really onto something. Let's try a few examples now. There's a weird new herds of lions roaming Africa. They travel in packs the shape of a right triangle. If there are 5 lions on side A of the triangle and 12 lions on side B of the triangle, how many lions make up the hypotenuse of the triangle? We'll go ahead and call this length L for lion and solve for it using the Pythagorean theorem. So we know that if a squared plus b squared equals c squared, then in this case 5 squared plus 12 squared is going to give us L squared. This is 25 plus 144, which is 169. Equals L squared. Now to solve for L, we'll just take the square root of both sides, giving us a side length of 13 lions inside L. Alright, so that is our lion pack. Now, this isn't so bad, huh? Let's try another example. We are given a triangle that looks like a right triangle, but we need to prove it. It looks something like this. We are given that the side lengths are 8, 15, and 18. Now we want to try and prove this angle that looks like it's 90 degrees is actually 90 degrees. So what are we going to try? The Pythagorean theorem. We have a squared plus b squared equals c squared. When we plug in, 8 squared is 64, plus b squared, which is 225, equals c squared, which is 18 squared, equals 324. But if we add these together, we see that 64 plus 225 equals 289, which does not equal 324. Therefore, we know that this is not a right triangle. So, this was a little introduction to the Pythagorean theorem, and I hope you learned a little bit and learned to apply it.